Everybody, Jay and Manion here at the NPC Photo Gym, and I am here with IFBB Bikini Pro, one of the OGs.
India Paulino.
Doing her road to the Olympia yet again. How many Olympias is this for you?
This is going to be the 8th Olympia. That's insane. That's amazing. I'm so happy.
Now, you got in by winning the, Janet's Battle of the Bodies Pro. How'd you feel about that contest?
Really good. Number one, it was an awesome show. It was run amazingly. I love Janet too. And it was just nice to win again. It was really nice to be up there and just see the improvements from my first show, Wasatch, in April, coming back after 4 years off, and then New York and Pittsburgh. So it was overall just a great experience. And then, of course, to qualify, that was everything. So,
well, somebody had said to me after Wasatch Warrior, I know you didn't win it, but that was your first contest back. And then one of the pro bikini that was in the audience just said, oh, well, India just turned the whole division upside down.
Everybody's been so sweet and nice and encouraging, and, they love the new physique. I love the bikini physiques that I've had to work really hard to achieve, the look, because it has changed a little bit the past 4 years. But I have so many amazing people who support me and just have been so excited about me coming back, which has been really, really cool.
Well, how did it feel to come back and then immediately go toe-to-toe with Ashley? Because you two have competed a lot against each other.
It felt good. It felt really good. I was happy that she competed. For me, I wanted to come back and compete against the girls who are on top, the girls who have been the Miss Bikini Olympias, the Bikini Internationals, the girls who have been winning, the last 3 years that I've been gone. Because that's who I want to compete next to. That's who I want to stand next to. So it was cool because I got to do that first show back, literally with Ashley, and then, New York and Pittsburgh with Issa and Janet and Laura Lee and everybody. So that was fun.
That Pittsburgh show was pretty stacked, wasn't it?
It was.
Wonder how that happened.
Who knows?
You literally had the OGs like you and Janet against the new girls.
Yes, that's fun. I know, and it's an Olympia too. It's me, Janet, and Ashley, right? That have been around. Yeah, so that'll be cool.
I like that, been around.
You know what I mean? But no, it's cool. And honestly, just to get back on that stage, just thinking about just walking, because I visualize a lot, my routines and just going on that stage, and it just I get chills just thinking about it. I'm so happy to just be back.
And just so everybody, the people that don't know, what year did you turn pro?
2011. I know. Stop. 2000, that's a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I did say that, here, you came back and you just went right into those, in those top call-outs. I said, but like Ashley and Janet, they were 2012 and 2013, right after you, right? But they've stayed around. They've done it consistently at such a high level. Mm-hmm. And there's other competitors that are a couple that are from that era, but nobody's doing it at the level that those two are doing it.
Right.
And then you just jumped right in there with them.
Yes. Yeah. So that was good. It's. I feel like if you take care of yourself, you take care of your mind, your spirit, your body, you're gonna be good. You know what I mean? And you have to have that mindset though. You have to want to do well. You have to have very specific goals in your mind and work really hard to them. No excuses. You just get it done. Stop complaining. Stop this and that. Life is life. Life happens. I've had so many big life changes. Since 2011, which was my first, 2010, end of 2010, which was my first show ever. If I allowed any of that stuff to just get in my mind and make me feel like I couldn't, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have been able to accomplish everything that I have in this sport and even come back so strong. So everybody who does this, you have strength. Clearly, this is not easy. This sport is not easy. So yes, life is hard sometimes, but that's when you dig deep and you just become stronger and just get it done and believe that you can and you are capable and you will.
Well, how did it feel to do Janet's show and have your little man sitting in the front row?
Oh my God. That was the best part. Like, I remember just looking out in the audience and he's like waving, and it literally made like the whole show. Like, that experience was so awesome because, he sees me working out all the time, and he gets in my progress pictures all the time, and he's like, what are you doing? And then now he got to see what I was doing, why I worked so hard, and, and I don't know, it was very special to me.
But he wouldn't go on stage and take a picture with you. I tried to get him to.
No, but he did follow Janet backstage. He knows. He's like, I know how to pick out the pretty girls. He literally, it was so funny because Whitney, and I think we said this in the other interview, but he was like, he got bored. He's 4, so he was just like, all right, what now? What do I do? And he wouldn't sit still. But then all of a sudden, Janet walks by, and he's just like, who is that? Like, at 4, literally, he took off. He literally took off and just went backstage, and Whitney's like, where are you going? He didn't care. He's just like, I'm following her. It was the funniest thing. So cute.
Well, at least the kid has good taste, right?
He definitely does.
All right. So if people are not aware, before Ashley Kaltwasser, you had the most wins of any IFBB pro at that time before you stopped, right?
Yes.
And you've won every contest except for?
The Mr. Olympia.
And that's why you're back, to correct that, right?
Yes, that's a big goal for me. I mean, gosh, who doesn't have that goal, I've been involved in the sport for a very long time. I love the sport very much. And yeah, I don't know how to quit. I can't. I truly feel that, I can do it. I can do it. And so, for a lot of it's a matter of when. When is it going to happen? And that we can't control, but you can definitely work really hard and try your very best to achieve those goals. When? I don't know. But you know what? I'm sure as hell going to keep trying until I do. So, yeah, I'm really excited.
Well, for me, a fun thing was watching the Wasatch Warrior. And when it came down to the confirmation of scoring round, how Becky Clausen, the head judge, took the other 4 girls out and just left you and Ashley there. And just watching the other competitors back there, because they knew that they were watching something special. And as I said, you two did the bikini walk like it used to be. A little bit faster, high, tight, a little bit of sass. With you, a lot of sass.
I love the sass. You gotta have sass. I love the sass. Spicy,
Yeah, but for me, it was more fun. I'm trying to photograph you two, but then I'm also seeing the background. I'm watching the other women just watching, I'm like, this is what bikini started as.
Yeah, that's it's funny you said that. I got chills. I remember, when I first started and I did my first Olympia, gosh, I was just happy to be there. Of course, you always do your best, but I was happy to be there. And I remember watching the girls who were winning back then, and I'm just in the diagonal, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. And then apparently they called me for first call out, and I was so in the zone and so happy to be. I did not hear, and Sandy's like, India, and I'm just like, they're calling me. I'm like, what? Yes. And I was having the best time of my life just watching those girls up there in first call, and then I'm like, oh, I'm in here too. What a dream, So I can totally I feel that when you say that, because I remember feeling that way or watching that at one point in my life.
Yeah. So how did it feel in that Pittsburgh call out, that first call out, with the mix of the old and the new?
It felt so good because
I'll say the OGs. I won't say old. Okay.
Well, that was my goal, I wanted to be in there, and I was, and so I felt very grateful. I was very happy, and I was like, yes, it was just a good feeling. Clearly, I can't stop smiling, so I'm still just the thought of it still makes me really happy.
And that kind of happened organically with you, Janet, making her comeback, and and then with Laura Lee and these other newer athletes. I wish I could say I planned that, but I did not plan it. It just organically happened with all of them doing it. I know a lot of people. Laura Lee was here last week talking, and she said a lot of people thought after she won the Arnold that she wouldn't do Pittsburgh, and they're or New York, and they're asking her, and the age-old question, why did you do that? You're already qualified. You're going to take somebody's spot. Okay, what do you say about that?
You got to do it. You got to do New York and Pittsburgh. I mean, that's a given. I feel like those are the two main shows. If you're going to do anything, those are the shows that you just do. You know, I mean, why wouldn't you? They're like mini Olympias, mini Arnolds, you know?
Well, in a way, yeah. I mean, because both of them you had, you know, with Steve is of course Steve's New York pro, but he was head judge at Pittsburgh. Sandy's there also, and you know we had Dan Solomon there who's watching everybody, you know, and so it was like literally, I'll say Pittsburgh was more of a mini Olympia to me than New York.
Yeah, and I think it's important, like for girls who you know, people compete for different reasons. But if you have goals of one day being on that stage at Olympia or Arnold, or you have to do these shows because the quality of the athletes, I mean, it's always like top notch, and you want to stand next to the girls who are winning. You want to stand next to the girls who are winning these big shows, because that's how you compare and see what you need to work on to come in better and to one day accomplish that as well.
Okay, so let's go back to this taking somebody's spot if you've already qualified. Because, of course, as we know, everybody complains about Ashley competing, you know, and they're saying, oh, well, she took somebody's spot because she's qualified for life. Okay? Well, they could have said that because Janet got in Pittsburgh. We just had Isa Bikini do a couple of contests this year. But to me, I would want to be compared against the Miss Olympias, past, present, you know, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. And that's exactly that's what I'm saying. Like that's exactly why I chose the shows that I chose. Number one, because they're like the most prestigious shows, but then also I want to be next to the girls who are winning. Like, why wouldn't you? Because I mean, how are you going to know where you stand? Because if you are at these big shows that you're trying to get to, you're going to be compared to them. You know, the ones who are winning. So like, get it done and then know what you need to work on. Like for me, I want a hard show. I want to be challenged. Like I don't want something that it's like, that's not as meaningful to me, you know? So I don't think it's about taking anybody's spot. Nobody took anybody's spot. If that was the winner, that was the winner. So that just means try again, you know? I mean.
Well, let's use Pittsburgh as an example because Ashley was the defending champion and she did not win.
Yeah. I mean, and she kept competing, and so did I, and then I won. So, I mean, it's what it is. It's a competition, you know, and whoever looks better that day is going to win. And just, hey, we all have our days, you know, and I think that, again, you have to have a very clear goal. Like, what is your goal? What is your short-term goal, and what is your overall, like, long-term goal in the sport? And that helps you kind of just create a plan and just know what you need to do. But I will always encourage you to do shows. Don't do the shows just because, oh, I can win this easily. Or you don't know that. Like, but also like challenge yourself. Like stand next to the girls who are at the top and where you want to be one day. That's to me, I don't see it any other way. You know what I mean? That's the way to go because
I mean, like you, there's a specific reason Janet chose Pittsburgh and New York to do because you know, she was only off the stage for less time than you back in 2020, but still, she needed to stand next to the Laurelies, stand next to you also, because you and her had competed before, and everybody else that was in that contest, you know, for her to do the Olympia this year. Mm-hmm. I mean, she didn't choose a show that she thought that she could just walk in. She chose probably the two toughest contests at that time. I would say Tampa Pro is another one that's a tough one to do, but she wanted to do it then, to see what she needed to do to prepare for the Olympia.
Definitely. And I think I'm just going to say this. I mean, I don't know for sure because I'm not in anybody's mind, but I think if you ask the top girls who, you know, have won these big shows, the same question, I think that we will all have like a similar answer and a similar thought process when it comes to winning shows or doing these hard shows, you know, because it takes a certain type of mental strength to get there because if you get shut down, meaning you don't win or whatever, like you either take it two ways. You either quit and just like complain about it and just like get down on yourself. And listen, I'm not saying like ignore your feelings. I'm very big on like acknowledge your feelings, take them in, but then at some point you got to let it go and move forward and be better, right? But you either let it crumble you or you let it motivate you and make you like create this fire, at least for me, to be better and to come in 1,000 times better, because we are capable of so much more than we think we can. Like that vision we have for ourselves of what we want to see on stage and also just become as a person, we can go 1,000 times further than that. You know, we just have to keep pushing and keep trying.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, Pittsburgh and New York for years have been that way. I mean, you won Pittsburgh how many times?
3 times? Oh my God. Why did I whisper that? Yeah, so, no, 2 times. 2 times. Now I'm getting all my numbers mixed up. Is it 2 or 3? Either way, it's good. Was never good at math in school. I'll tell you that.
But again, let's go back to, when you won those, who did you beat at that show each time? Ashley. And she was the reigning Olympia champion.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like, and that's the thing too. Like, we all just beat each other. Like, it's a competition. I think people forget that, you know, and you get so caught up in like certain things. And at the end of the day, like, everybody's beatable. Everybody is beatable. Like, everyone, no matter what they've won, how many times they've won. Like, we can all get beat at any given moment by each other. So I think that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I mean, you never know how anybody's going to show up on any day and what they have done or what has happened to them leading up to the contest. I know that there's competitors, I mean, speaking about with some guys, that something happened that kind of like blew them out, but they were so committed to doing the contest just because they needed to get on stage to find out how to be better for the next contest. I mean, everybody's goal is to win the Olympia. I mean, it should be at this point, you know, especially when you're doing these kind of contests. And I don't believe that there's easy contests. You know, you could go to any. You don't know. I mean, you don't know who's going to show up. You don't know who's competing. You don't know what you're going to look like. You hope you have this idea of what you want to look like, but you really don't know. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it's so funny, because at battle, like, I was like, you're going to win. I'm like, until I hear my name being called as first place, I don't put anything in my head. Like, I'm not doing that to myself. Like, I remember I was so freaking nervous. I don't care if they were called, like, out of the top 3, you're the last one. No, I need to hear my name, okay? Until I don't hear I'm like, like, so I agree with that. There's not like an easy, you just don't know. But when I say like, do a show that's hard, I mean harder, do a show where the girls who have been winning the top shows where you want to be one day are doing. Yeah, because there was a couple other competitors in the Pittsburgh show that had already won like 2 or 3 contests leading into Pittsburgh. Okay, and truthfully, they didn't even make the first call out.
It's crazy. It's crazy how it goes sometimes, you know?
I remember I was kind of moving around for Pittsburgh, and I was sitting next to Pro Men's Physique guy, and he's like, this third call out in Pittsburgh is the first call out in any other contest. You know?
It was crazy. It really, a lot of good athletes for sure. And it's always like that. I mean, Pittsburgh's always one of the most stacked shows, so.
Yeah. So how do you feel now going into the Olympia? And this is the longest you've ever had to do it, because now that it's in December.
Yes, I feel really good. You know, from the first show in April this year till, you know, Pittsburgh, New York, and Battle on the Beach, I'm seeing improvements, you know. I'm working really hard on those. So, you know, we took what the judges said and what we wanted to accomplish, and that's what I've been working on. You know, James from Team Atlas has been helping me. Like, he's amazing. And, I mean, I see him in person actually on Friday, so I'm really excited because I always love, like, in-person check-ins, but I send pictures all the time. But I'm happy because I think we're going to accomplish what we want. And we still have 5 weeks. So this is the time now when you start like shrinking and like getting everything together. Like, I want to be ready early. You know, I want to be there, and not like too early, but you know, you guys know what I mean. But I'm excited. I'm excited for what I will bring to the stage.
Yeah. Now, when you competed in the Olympia, it was always in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. So I know a lot of people are excited because they've never competed in the Olympia in Las Vegas. But for you, this is kind of be like old habit, right?
Yes. Yes, because when it was in Orlando for like a year, I think like I went, but I never, was it 2 years? Yeah, I never did it. It's like a thing, you know, like going to Vegas, it's typically for me at least, for the Olympia, because I didn't really do shows out there. I usually stay East Coast, but yeah, so it's just exciting. I mean, different venue, but it's still Vegas. It's still Vegas. So like I already know, like getting to the airport and just everything is just going to bring back like so many good memories for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people, they're really looking forward to it because all they know most recently is the contest that when they were in Orlando, which were fantastic contests, but it's just a whole different vibe in Vegas.
It is. It's Olympia. It's like I think Vegas, I think Olympia. But.
And I'm sure we'll see, like there used to be billboards for it, which you don't see in other towns for contests. Like, I don't think I saw anything in Orlando, but I know Vegas there will be.
Yes, that's one of the things. You're like driving to your hotel and there's the billboard. You're like, ah.
I have a feeling the Planet Hollywood will have it up there since it's the host hotel.
Yeah, they probably should. That would be cool. I think a lot of the athletes who have not competed there are going to be like blown away. It's just a different experience. It's fun, you know?
Yeah. All right. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to while we're here?
Yes. So I want to thank BPI Sports for always supporting me, Mega Fit Meals for fueling me, especially being vegan. James, which I said thank you to, CJ for my suits, and everybody who supports me. You guys are all freaking amazing. I love you all. Thank you, JM. I want to thank Debbie. I want to thank just the NPC and IFBB for giving me the opportunity to do, you know, what I love. And for the past, 12 years, this has been a humongous part of my life, and you guys are family. So I am just so grateful to have this and to be back and be able to do something that I am so passionate about and love.
Okay, normally this is where I would wrap it up, but you brought up a point about you being vegan. So people are probably thinking that you can't be a vegan and be competitive in the sport.
Yes, and it's actually, for a long time, like, I numbed myself. Like, I'm vegan for the animals. Like, for those who know me, know I'm a freaking, like, nut job when it comes to animals. Like, I have a lot of pets. I wish I had a farm. I want a farm one day. But, yeah, so for a long time, I thought I couldn't, right? So I thought I needed to eat meat to be competitive and compete at a high level. And then it wasn't after, like, when I got pregnant and had my son, like, I was just like, I can't. I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I just can't. And it's been 4 years now, and I look better now than I did before. And I have, like, a clear conscience, and this is a personal decision for me. And you totally can. I know other athletes who are vegan and look freaking amazing. It's all about knowing how to eat. You have to learn how to eat this way, because you can be vegan and be completely unhealthy too. So it's just learning how to eat for you that way. And honestly, to me, I feel like it's easier in a lot of ways with prep because there's no temptation. Like, I just got invited to my friend's cookie party. I know none of those cookies are going to be freaking vegan, so I'm not eating any. I don't even want it. First of all, I don't want it. But second of all, it's like, I'm not going to eat it. There's no temptation. There's nothing there. So, like, it's harder to find things sometimes. So, like, craving-wise, like, it's just easier, I think. But overall, I love it. I feel good. Health-wise, I have more energy, and it's good. One of the best decisions I've made, for sure.
All right, so now we'll wrap it up. If you want to see India on the Olympia stage, go to MrOlympia.com, get your tickets, get your hotel reservations. If you can't make it in person, make sure you get the pay-per-view.
Definitely, you have to watch. If you can come for the experience, but if not, you can sit on your couch, eat yummy food, and watch, because it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, there's going to be approximately, 60 bikini competitors on that stage.
That's insane. Like, I thought, like, when I competed, it was like 30-something, and I was like, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot to stand there at diagonals, but 60? Oh my God. I'm excited. Like, I want to see, like, like, that's cool. And it means that the sport is growing, which makes me happy.
All right. JM Manion.
India Paulino.
Signing out for NPCNewsOnline.com.
Recording when you're ready.
Everybody, JM Manion here. We're in Fort Lauderdale, not at Manion's Gym, the NPC Photo Gym. And I am here with your brand new IFBB Pro, Janet Liu, Battle of the Bodies Bikini Overall Champion, India Paulino, who told me I am not going to the Olympia on points. Correct?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so excited, you guys. Like, the show is amazing, and gosh, I worked so hard for this win, and I was happy to be in Fort Lauderdale. This was where I first competed ever, like late 2010, so it's pretty cool to be back here.
What year was that?
Gosh, 2010. It makes me like, you're letting everybody know how old I am, but also that was the first time we ever shot.
Well, you were like
too.
16 then, right?
Yeah, true. So but no, so that was the first time we shot too. So it's pretty cool that that was my first show ever, my first shoot with Dan, and then here we are, 2022, and I win this show, compete again, and we're shooting. So it's been a good weekend for sure.
I say everything comes full circle, right?
Definitely.
So how does it feel now? You've got that win.
It feels amazing. I'm still on cloud 9. I'm still processing. Like last night was awesome. So, and I'm glad you guys are here for it too. So I'm excited going back to the Olympia. Like, so yes.
Yeah, on a win.
On a win, yeah.
On a win, no points.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the only time I ever won on points was when after I had my son. And then I was like, no, I need to win. I need to win the show.
How did it feel to have him there last night, too?
Oh my gosh, you guys, it was the best. Like going on stage is always fun, right? Like we do our thing and we worked our butts off to look amazing. And you have family and friends and stuff out in the crowd. But to see my son's little face out there and him waving, like
we saw you waving to him.
Yeah, like he watches me take progress pictures like all the time. And he's always in them. So
yeah,
like,
that's the best part is he's always in them. Yes.
So like for him to see why I worked so hard and then to present and then also to win was just so. It made my whole day. It really did.
Well, I tried to get him to go up on stage, and he went no.
Oh my gosh! But he totally had a crush on Janet. It was hilarious. Like he saw Janet, and he's like 4. I'm like, gosh, boys have crushes at this young. He literally was like, and he followed her through the curtain backstage. When he's like, where are you going? And he's like, do you think she's pretty? And he's like, I'm like, oh, he's in love. So
switch, Janet, come here. So did you hear that? You have a new little fan.
Oh my God, he was the most adorable thing. He would run backstage with me and I'm like, hey. But I'm a mom too, so I get it with kids. It's so much fun to, play with them but to see, for him to be there for your special moment was everything. And he may not quite know it just yet, but the older they get, they know. They sense it because, my daughter was there, Riley, and now that she's a little bit older, she was at NPC Nationals as well.
Yeah, she actually got in the champions photo shoot.
She was only like 3 years old when she saw
in her little bikini.
Yeah.
Aww.
She was off to the side imitating everything she did.
Yeah, and they watch everything. He like flexes his muscle. He's like, show me your muscle. He's like, but he does it like this. He's like, it's the cutest thing. But you're right. They definitely watch and they learn, discipline and hard work and,
But it's the best feeling having your family, your kids there watching.
Oh my gosh.
It just really makes the entire experience, especially when you win.
I know.
As a champion, making that experience that much more special.
Definitely.
Well,
sure.
the irony of this whole thing is, and I didn't even realize it until you both said it last night, the first photo shoot we did with you and you was at the exact same hotel. That's down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And Fort Lauderdale, that's
yes.
right. I mean, Fort Lauderdale's like the spot for photo shoots.
Starting your pro careers.
Yes.
Pro careers. Yeah, it's
the Battle of the Bodies.
Battle of the Bodies, everything at DC Nationals. So, hey, that says something.
Yeah.
It is really hot though. When I see Debbie, she's like sweating over there. It is hot. It's humid, but it is the place.
Now, how did it feel to win Janet's show since you two are kind of like the OGs?
It was awesome. Like I came to her show last year just to support, and I thought it was beautiful. It was lovely. Everything was great. And then coming here and actually competing in it, and just I see how much effort and work you put into making the athletes feel appreciated and just taken care of. The venue was beautiful. Everything was just so smooth, and we as athletes appreciate that so much. So you can tell an athlete actually put it on, So it was great, and to see her on stage and have her support was also amazing. I mean, we competed for so long together and traveled the world together. So it was cool.
We went to Australia eating burgers together, like the best times.
Yeah, so it's always like it's very nice. It's comforting. I honestly this was a great weekend for me. I'm very grateful.
Well, and this December they're going to be competing again against each other.
Definitely, I'm so excited for that.
So we're friends now.
So who's your son going to cheer for when he sees her on the stage in a bikini?
Oh, he'll still he literally is like, you know, like when you see like the eyes with like the heart, like Whitney was like, oh my gosh, like I'm still in shock at Brenton's reaction when he saw Janet. Like he was just running around and he was holding on to Whitney's hand the entire day, prejudging finals, everything. And then Janet just walked by and he literally dropped everything. He's like, and he just like left Whitney, let go of his hand, and followed her backstage. He's like, "Where are you going?" He didn't get her.
Well, in case you didn't know, now you have a new boyfriend.
Oh my god, the cutest thing.
Super cute. Hopefully you'll bring him to Olympia
he's
to watch
coming.
that.
He's definitely coming.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and you'll hear him cheering for her.
I didn't know the cheerleader.
Aw. Well, yeah, so amazing weekend, you guys. Like, I'm just happy that you guys are here. It's always such a great team.
It's like old home week, right?
Yeah. You know, for me, to be able to crown you as the Battle of Bodies Bikini champion, and even though I am competing, already qualified for Olympia, I am so proud and honored to be able to do that for you. It's so fulfilling, like, especially with our history. It makes it so like more enriched. But it's a pleasure, and it makes me very happy to be able to do that for you and see you succeed as well in your journey. So I'm so fulfilled for this whole weekend.
Thank you so much. And that's what I love too, you know, about the sport, especially when you kind of like you go on this journey together, right? Whether it's going to Olympias and Arnold's or just competing in general. And you form these bonds with different people that you would have never met anywhere else. And you cheer each other on, like no matter what, like you are happy for each other.
But just think about all those years ago that you were rooming together, traveling with, and now you're both moms.
I know, like it's just,
it's
great, you're right. And now I understand the experience, you know? And it is an experience, it's definitely different, you know, competing with a child is definitely different. It's amazing, it's just, it's a different, prep is different, and the ages of course are, you know, matter too, make a difference, but it's pretty cool. It's very fulfilling for sure.
It's a different dynamic, I would say, especially with the routine, the entire prep process, and it really makes you realize, you know, what we're doing, you have to love it, you have to be doing it for yourself, but you also have to find balance with the whole family life, because the sacrifices we make for, you know, you can't sacrifice anything for the child. They're our obligation.
Right.
They come first, family first, and you know, but you, as a mom, we are so strong. We find balance in many things that we do, and if we had to get up at 4 a.m. to do our cardio, we're going to do that.
I literally got chills because we just figure it out. Like you just figure it out,
and it makes us that much more stronger. I mean, more regimen. It's a little bit. It is a lot of work, and not to downplay anyone else's hard work, but being a mom, being a parent in the sport, and you know, fathers too, it's a lot of work, but we can all do it. I mean, life goes on. You don't stop your life just for the sport. You blend it. You find balance.
Yep. And balance looks different for everybody, you know. So but definitely I love my life. I'm grateful for my life, and you know, we choose to do this, and I don't know. I'm still at cloud nine.
Well, so those of you that don't know India, when she says she's going to do something and sets her mind to it, that's it. She's 1,000% in.
Yeah, I don't believe in quitting. I mean, I don't think I could even if I tried. So, you know, and that's just that mentality. So I truly, you know, you said something in the athletes meeting that, you know, is I believe as well, and you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You know, we are the ones who have to get ourselves up from bed to do all the work and to believe that we can achieve what we want. Because if we're working so hard for something, but we, beneath it all, don't believe we can, we won't. You know, and so it's very important to take the time to really get to know ourselves and really turn inward and do that work and, you know, help ourselves grow, become better, stronger, you know.
Yep.
And definitely believe we can, because we are capable for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, thank you for all of the support, everybody. You guys are so amazing. Like, and the message in the comments, like, I feel your love and your support and how badly you guys wanted me at the Olympia, and that means the world to me. So thank you so much.
She's going to the Olympia, guys. We're going to the Olympia.
I'm so excited. But thank you, everybody, to all my sponsors, BPI, MegaFit Meals, you know, CJ's, like everybody who supports me. Just thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, something interesting is you look at who's going to the Olympia, there's only basically one or two other competitors from your era. It's probably like it is, from the beginning. Ashley.
Okay, yeah. So it's just 3 of us. Everybody else.
Yeah. Jen Ronzitti.
Is she going? Yeah, she's going.
She's qualified. She was 2014 Nationals.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like the 4 of you. You're like the last of the OGs still out there, but killing it at a high level.
Yes. And I just want to say thank you to James, my coach, because my gosh, like he puts so much into us and he trains so many athletes, but he makes us each feel like we're the only one. And I just appreciate, like, we're a great team, and I appreciate just where he's helped, like how much he's helped me achieve, like with the physiques changing while I was gone, and like just he's on it.
Even the posing, that's what I told you.
Oh my gosh, the posing, like, Victoria's been helping with posing, and just the team itself, Team Alice, has been such a very good for me. They're awesome. So I just wanted to say thank you to him, because I don't know, I could thank him a million times, because of him, he's helped me achieve this as well. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, JM.
India.
Janet, like you.
Sign off for NPCNewsOnline.com.